It's all about factors. It's all about factors and factor pairs. Let's start by listing all the multiplication facts you know that equal 14. We don't have any counters, so I want you to use your thinking cap. When you multiply two numbers, what two numbers multiplied together equal 14? You might be asking yourself right now, what are factors? Well, hold on tight. You are in the right place.
Whole numbers that you multiply together to get another number. So in this example, 2 times 5 is 10. The factors are 2 and 5. You will often be given a number and told to list all its factors. Well, you could just think of any numbers that multiply together to give 12 in this example, but a better plan is to use the same simple way every time. Take a look. The first thing you do is find the simplest way of multiplying to 12, and you start with 1. So 1 and the number itself are always the first factors you list. Write the factors down in pairs, 1 here and 12 over here. We will fill in the space between with other factors as we go along. For each factor pair, use an arc to show which factors multiply together. It helps keep your thinking clear and stops you from accidentally forgetting to write a factor down. 12. List the 2 and the 6 and put the arc in. Then 3 times a number. 3 times 4 is 12. List the 3 and the 4, put the arc in. 3 and 4 are consecutive numbers, so we know we finished because there's no whole number between those two. We've just found all the factors of 12. Notice that because we worked from the outside in, the factors are in order. This is the clearest way of showing all the factors of a number, and using the arc for each factor pair shows your thinking. We'll do one more example. We'll find the factors of 16 for itself. 1 and 16, use the arc. Now go to 2. 2 times a number. Well, 2 times 8 is 16. What about 3 times a number? Is 3 a factor? Well, 3 times 5 is 15. We can't get to 16. 3 is not a factor of 16. Now 4 times a number. 4 times 4 is 16. When a number is multiplied by itself, like the 4 times 4, we just put it in the factor listing once, without any arc. And there are no more factors, we found them all. We always start with 1 and the number itself, with a good space between. Then using multiplication, try 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a number and up. And when your numbers meet in the middle, you have finished. Always use the arc to show your thinking. And now it's your turn to practice.
That takes us back to our original question. List all the multiplication facts you know that equal 14. We are going to use our arc instead of using counters. So remember, we're going to start with 1 times the number itself. 1 times the number itself, 14 in this case, equals 14. Whenever you multiply any number by 1, it's always the other number. So 1 times 1 million is going to be 1 million. 1 times 2 will be 2. To help you with multiplication, just in case, I have linked a multiplication chart to your agenda today. So be sure to look for multiplication chart. How you read this chart, if I multiply 1 times 0, the answer is 0. 1 times 1, the answer is 1. You find the numbers or factors that you are multiplying. You're finding the factors that you are multiplying. How about 9 times 3? Well, there's my factor 9. And I'm going to go to my 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. So 9 times 3 equals 27. Back to the arc. So let's draw our arc. We're going to start with the number 1. And we cannot go higher than 14 because we're finding the factors for 14. So I'm going to draw my arc from 1 all the way to 14. Just to keep it simple, then I'm going to go to the number 2. 2 times what number equals 14? If you aren't sure, let's go back to our multiplication chart. When I look at my multiplication chart, I'm finding the factor 2. 2 times which of these numbers will give me 14? I'm going to look straight down that column to see if I see the number 14. Aha, there's 14. And the factor that's highlighted is 7. So 2 times 7 equals 14. So looking at my arc, 1 times 14 equals 14. 2 times 7, I'm going to fill it in here. 2 times 7 equals 14. What about the number 3? Is there a number that I can multiply to equal 14? No, the closest I can get is 3 times 4 equals 12, and that's not 14. So 3 and 4 are not factors of 14. What about 5 and 6? Those will be our next numbers that we're missing. Nope, that's not going to work either. So remember, start at 1 and then go all the way up here. We know that 3 was not a factor because 3 times 4 equals 12. 3 times 3 would have been 9. We're not getting to 14. If 3 doesn't work, we tried 4. That did not work. We multiplied 4 times 3. If we multiplied 4 times 4, it's 16, and that's higher than 14, so we know that's not the answer. How about the number 5? Is there anything we can multiply? Another factor that will equal 14? No. 5 times 2 equals 10. 5 times 3 equals 15. I know I'm going through these multiplication facts pretty fast. But guys, please pause this video at any time and go back to your multiplication chart if you do not remember. If you don't remember, it's completely okay, but use your multiplication chart to help you. If I'm multiplying 5 times 2, my answer was 10. There's the 10. Then I was looking for 6. 6 times 2 equals 12. 6 times 3 equals 18. 18 is too high. Remember, I'm looking for the number 14. Now, when we look at 1 times 14 equals 14, or 2 times 7 equals 14, which numbers are factors? Which numbers are we multiplying? Those are our factors. Now think which numbers are products. Okay, here we go. 1 and 14, those are your factors. 14 is the product. So product is your answer. When I'm asking for the product is the answer in a multiplication problem. Factors are the two numbers that we are multiplying. 2 and 7 are a factor pair. 2 and 7 are a factor pair because they're factors of 14. If I were you, I would go ahead and make notes of which numbers are factors and what number is my product. Remember, the numbers that we are multiplying, those are the factors, and the answer is the product. Let's try another number, the 18. List all the whole number factor pairs for the number 18. We're going to start with 1, of course, and end with the number 18. Let's remember to draw our arc. 1 times 18 equals 18 because we know 1 times any number is always and forever the other number. So 1 times 18 equals 18. So going in order on our number line, after 1 we have 2. Is there a number? So 2 times blank equals 18. Is there a number when multiplied by 2 equals 18? If you don't remember, let's go to our multiplication chart. Is there a number? Here's our 2. Is there a number when multiplied by 2 that equals 18? Do we see 18 anywhere in this column? Yes, right there. So 2 times 9 equals 18. Let's keep going on our number line. 1, 2, 3. 3 times what number equals 18? I'm going to put it here. I'm running out of room. 3 times what number equals 18? Does that work? Let's go back to our number chart, our multiplication chart. This time, I'm looking in my 3 columns. Do I see the number 18? There it is. What did I multiply? What was my other factor? Yes, 6. Sometimes it's hard to see. 3 times 6 equals 18. If I were going to write my factor pairs, well, let's finish this. So 4, would that work? Is there a number multiplied by 4? We can go to our chart. And while we're there, let's go ahead and look at 5. When I look in my 4 column, is there a number for another factor for 18? Looking at my 4 columns, nope, it's not 18. There's 20. It's too big. So 4 is not a factor of 18. Let's check the 5s column. Do you see the number 18? Nope, 20 is close, but still no fireworks. What about 6? There's 18. Yes, we already have that because 6 times 3 equals 18. We cannot go any further to find our factors. So for our factors, what we are going to do is list our factor pairs. Our first factor pair is 1 and 18. We don't have to put this symbol of multiplying because we are only listing the pair. We're not giving a math problem. We're telling the pair. 1 and 18. Those are pairs. Our next factor pair would be what numbers? Yes, 2 and 9. 2 times 9 equals 18. And the last factor pair that we found, yes, 3 times 6. Now let's think about what numbers are not factors. What numbers did not work? They did not work to help us get to 18. What numbers are we missing? Let's start with those. 4 did not work. 5. There is 6. So 6 was a factor. How about 7? Is that in our arc? Nope, it's not a factor. 8? Nope, not there either. 9? Yes, we already have 9 listed because it is a pair. 10? Nope. 11? Nope. 12? 13? None of these numbers are factors for the number 18. None of the numbers that are missing on our arc were factors for 18. So any of these numbers we don't see, we know they are not factors. Now let's put our knowledge to work. We are going to write equations to help you find all the factor pairs of each numbers below. You can use dot arrays if you'd like. Let's go ahead and start with number 20. Well, we're going to multiply 1 times 20. So we're going to start with 1 and 20. It may be better to use scratch paper for this, and then you can just write the equation. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use scratch paper. You use scratch paper as well. Let's do it together. 1 times 20 equals 20. So I know for sure one factor pair is 1 and 20. On your Kami sheet, where it says equations with 2 factors, Well, how do we get to 20? We multiplied 1 times 20 equals 20. So we know that factor pair is 1 and 20. Let's think. Without going back to our drawing board, our next number would be 2. Is 2 times another number 20? Yes. 2 times 10 equals 20. So we can add to our equation. Not only 1 times 20 equals 20, but 2 times 10 equals 20. What is my factor pair? Yep, 2, 10. Remember, your factor pair is not the actual problem. You're just listing the factors that you used, the two numbers that equaled your total. And in this case, it was 2 and 10. Just thinking, 3 times a number, 3 times anything, is the answer 20? This time, let's go to our multiplication chart. When I look in the 3 column, I do not see 20. I see 21. That's close. So 3 is not a factor for 20. What about 4? I'm looking. Oh, there's 20. 4 times 5 equals 20. So I'm going to go back and put that on my assignment. 4 times 5 equals 20. I could also add another equation, which is 5 times 4 equals 20. What would my factor pair be for both of those? Yes, we use the numbers 4 and 5. I came back to my multiplication chart, and I'm going to go to the number 6. When I look in the 6th column, is 20 there? Nope. So there is not a number multiplied by 6 that will equal 20. What about 7? Do we see a factor for 7? Nope, 20 is not there. So 7 is not a factor of 20. I can keep going. The number 8. 20 is not there either. So there is not another number multiplied by 8 that will equal 20. What about the number 9? Nope, it's close at 18, but it's not quite 20. The number 10 is not on our multiplication chart, but we already stated that 10 times 2 equals 20. We have that on our chart, so we know we cannot go any higher. We have found all of the factors for the number 20. Oh, we are on a roll. I feel like it's only right that we keep going to number 16. As always, we're going to start with 1. 1 times 16 equals 16. The factor pair would be 1 and 16. Let's keep going to number 2. 2 times the number 16. You may know, or you can go back to your chart. If you need to go back to your chart, please pause and do so. Yep, 2 times 8 equals 16. So that factor pair is 2 and 8. When I keep going on my chart, I'm going to go to 3. 3 times the number is 3 times the number 16. If you don't remember, guys, go back to your multiplication chart. When I look at my 3 column, the number 16 is not there. The number 16 is not there. I'm going to go to the number 4. We're going straight across to see if we can find these factors. 4 times the number 16. Whoa, yep, there's 16. 4 times 4 equals 16. Let's go put that on our assignment. So I have 4 times 4 equals 16. My factor pair would be 4 and 4. Let's not forget, even though we have 2 times 8, another equation could be 8 times 10. We could switch the numbers, but our answer is the same and our factor pairs are the same. 13. 13. 1 times 13 is always first, that lucky number 1. 1 times 13 equals 13. And our factor pair is what? What numbers did we use? Right, 1 and 13. Are there any other numbers? Is 2 times a number 13? Let's go check our chart. We started with 1. 1 times 13 is 13. 2 is 13. No 13. 12 and 14, but no 13. 3. Nope. That's not going to work either. 4. Doesn't look like there's a factor. We found out by using our chart, the only equation for the number 13 is 1 times 13 or 13 times 1. The only factor pair is 1 and 13. We have to use those numbers. I think you got it, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, find the factor pairs for 27 and put the equations in this box. And find the factor pairs for the number 32. The equations go in this box. Use your multiplication chart. So if you're looking for the number 27, what factors will equal 27? How do you know? Go to your chart. We're always going to start with the number 1. 1 times 27 equals 27. 2 times the number 27? Check your chart and put it here. When you have identified all of the equations and factor pairs for the numbers 27 and 32, please answer, how do you know when you have found all the factor pairs for a number? How do you know when to stop? You're going to type that here and then turn it in and submit it in Schoology. And that's it. You are all done. If you have questions, ask your group in the chat. Use your captains. Let's work together to determine the equations and the factor pairs for these missing numbers.